Ah yes, seeing this gang always warms my heart. But it feels incomplete though.
Pokemon Ranger! I choose you!
What's up, mighty boys and girls, it's your Ranger Boy here, and welcome to another review of Pokemon Journeys. Finally, after all this time, we are reuniting with the almost complete XY family with episode 103, Ash and Clement, Great Friendship Training. So if you want to know more, then grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, and let's do this. The episode begins very similar to the Iris Return episode, with Ash and Go splitting up to do their own thing. Go catching new Pokemon. Oh, how unexpected. And Ash running towards the Lumiose gym to meet up with Clement, while a little flashback scene of the XY gang pops up. Number 1. Am I the only one who thinks that despite being displayed in a Journey's art style, Ash still looks badass in this one? I think the badassery of XY Ash just transcends everything. Time, space, and art style. Okay, maybe not the Sun and Moon art style, because if those two would fuse together, there would be nothing left but chaos and destruction. And number 2, let's point out the goddamn obvious. Why isn't Serena in this flashback? But long, I hear you say in a really smug voice, already thinking that you won.
This focus is all about Clemont and Bonnie. There's no need for a Serena cameo.
And that would be a legit argument if Journeys wouldn't contradict itself every time. Counter number 1, Iris Return, 2 flashbacks, Silent was in both.
Oh shit, he got me.
Counter number 2, Dawn Return, flashback of Brock.
Oh god, have mercy.
Counter number 3, Gary Return, Paul flashback, and the two aren't even connected to each other.
The killing blow.
So as you can see, there was no reason to not mention her at all. Unless... let's talk about that later. Anyway, I went way off track. While on his way on the Prism Tower, Ash finds out that his next Pokemon World Championships opponent is Drasna from the Kalos Elite Four. And just like always, Ash approaches that upcoming challenge with determination, while having the final end boss Cynthia... Oh yeah. I mean... while having the final boss Leon on his mind. Meanwhile, Go is at a nearby lake and encounters a very skilled Froakie, and Go especially struggles a lot with the Frobbles, and he finds out about the Froakie's Frobbles thanks to the returning Bonnie. Welcome back, who delivers a quick explanation. Quick cut to Ash arriving at the Lumiose gym, where our lovely inventor Clement, welcome back to you as well, my friend, just made quick business of another gym challenger. After a friendly handshake between Pikachu and Luxray, and seeing those two just reminds me how awesome Ash vs Clement was, the Carlos brothers reunite, and soon enough, both show off their progress, with Clement being adorably overwhelmed by Dragonite, while also revealing that his Bunnelby evolved into Diggersby, which makes sense since Bunnelby was one of Clement's main gym Pokemon, and to make it even harder for challengers, he had to evolve his Pokemon. Also, let me check here, we are about 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the episode, and Clement's return already achieved more than Dawn's entire first return when it comes to showing off progression. My god, they did Dawn so dirty. But after some nice fuzzy feeling of Gen 6 past, we arrive at the main portion of the episode. Surfetched constantly stabbing the air while some sort of energy is building up around himself and the tip of his leak, while also getting constantly interrupted by the very excited Dracovish. By the second time the fossil Pokemon chomps on the leak, Surfetched somehow is now able to properly release his energy, and to the shock of Ash, Clement immediately makes the suggestion that Ash's Pokemon is about to learn a brand new move. Sadly, before we can dive deeper into that, we make another cutback to Go and his opponent Froakie, both being exhausted from their encounter. But then our dual protagonist finally catches the Kalos starter, which on the one hand was done really decently, because at least we have seen both Pokemon and Go struggling instead of the usual one-shot Pokemon Go mechanic, but on the other hand, can you imagine a Go Greninja Barn Phenomenon? Pokemon Journeys, please, for the love of Arceus, I know it sounds enticing to you, and only you, but don't do it! Just don't! Oh yeah, and by the way, Bonnie and Go are now on their way to the gym. Now, let's return to the mystery of Surfetch, and our smart boy figures out that the mystery move is called Meteor Assault, and Ash can't wait to potentially use it against Drasna. And then... okay. I might get a little bit of trouble showing this thanks to ShowPro and copyright, but I have to say that I got teary eyes and a sense of pure joy when I saw the following scene.
サイエンスが未来を切り開く時シトロニックギアオン
Aw man, this right here really made me miss XY so much. In fact, throughout the entirety of the episode they used a lot, and I mean a lot of XY anime background music. God damn it, I wish it was 2013 again. But no matter if it was back then or in the year of 2022, Clement's invention is here to help out his friend Ash, and suddenly they get interrupted by Bonnie and Go. And with a nice handshake, old Gen meets new Gen, while the new Gen points out that he knows about Clement's incredible inventions. And you guys know what will happen soon when it comes to those incredible inventions. After some cute interaction between Bonnie and Dracovish, we continue with the research on Sirfetch''s Meteor Assault. And once again, it's Clement's time to shine, with him analyzing how Meteor Assault actually works, gathering energy inside the body, sending it to his weapon, and gathering that energy onto the tip of his weapon. And that one last step of gathering energy onto his tip is something Ash's Pokemon doesn't seem to quite get, mainly because of his weapon being much heavier compared to the weapon he used when he was a Farfetch'd, until Clement figures out that Dracovish biting the leak just moments ago actually causes Sirfetch'd of being able to have a balanced stand and therefore to handle the heavy weapon, and therefore he was able to concentrate and use the new move. Can you please be Ash's companion again? That analysis was amazing. Clement can't steal the entirety of the episode though, so it's Ash's turn to train his Pokemon in the way only Ash does, by imitating his Pokemon's movements while also giving him the great advice that every time Ash battles an opponent, he forgets everything around him and just concentrates on the goal. And if Sirfetch'd does the same, he won't even notice how heavy his equipment is. Nice advice, Ash. But of course, Dracovish interrupts once again, causing Sirfetch'd to release so much energy, and in the end, of course, Clement's invention exploded. Ah, god damn it. After a nice analogy by Go of Dracovish basically being Sirfetch''s training wheels, nice analogy, Go. I'm glad you are actively part in the episode. Both Ash and Clement decide to do a practice double battle. At the start, both Ash's Pokemon seem to have problems with the whole teamwork aspect as a result of Dracovish once again being distracted by Sirfetch''s leak and therefore letting himself wide open for a short but effective display of teamwork between Luxray and Diggersby. Seeing his partner in trouble, Sirfetch'd once again remembers Ash's advice, and with that in mind, he executes Meteor Assault and one-shots Luxray. While Sirfetch'd has recovered from the recoil damage, Dracovish got highly inspired by his partner, so he now starts to gather energy inside his body as well, which later has been revealed as Dragon Rush, and with that, even Diggersby's Hammer Arm was no match. But no hard feelings between the XY brothers, since they see this battle as a success of their hard work, and they crown that with a fist bump. And with 2 new moves, Ash is ready to face Drasna. So that's the episode, and man, there is a lot to unpack. So without any more hesitation, ratings. So let's start with the positives, and the biggest one was Clement, by far. How great is this guy? He showcased that he is still a strong and competent gym leader, he showcased progression with the evolution of Bunnelby, he practically saved the day by recognizing Meteor Assault, analyzing the move in detail, and figuring out a solution. And he tested his solution by taking on Ash in a double battle. And in the end, thanks to Clement and Clement alone, Ash was able to power up 2 of his Pokemon, therefore helping him out immensely in the upcoming match against Drasna. He is the textbook definition of a supporting character, while also staying in character and still being true to himself. I know I did a lot of side punches against the Dawn return, but Clement really showed how to do a companion return right. The only thing that Dawn has that Clement didn't, but only for the first return, was that she actually had some great interactions with the current generation. But even then, I thought that the little interactions that Go had with both Clement and Bonnie were really nice, because in both cases Go learned something new. Next up is something that will probably be highly underrated as a topic of discussion, but in my opinion is really important. With both Sirfetch'd and Dracovish, we practically have the first time ever where Ash's Pokemon actually feel like they legitimately interact with each other and actually have some sort of relationship with each other. I would compare the current relationship between the 2 of them very similar to Halucha and Noibat, who had this big bro, little bro dynamic. And I think this is also the case with these 2, with Dracovish looking up to Sirfetch'd and even imitating his hero. And I really do think that we really needed something like this, more relationship dynamic between Ash's Pokemon, so that they actually feel like a unit, like a team. Now let's talk about some nitpicks, with the obvious one being that Serena wasn't included in this return at all, in any kind of way. And at first, I'll be honest, I was a little bit confused, but then that confusion turned into mild amusement with me saying out loud, "These clever bastards." I think, and I really do believe that this is the case, but I think that they left out Serena on purpose. And why? Because they want to keep the return of Serena as a hidden surprise to achieve maximum impact, and by the time she returns, she will do a major impact on things like social media and YouTube and other stuff. So they are holding back on it to make the eventual reveal of Serena even more exciting. So therefore, I don't really see Serena being left out as a complete negative, but it's still a negative. Because while in concept it makes sense, in practice it's still a bit baffling that they are leaving out arguably one of, if not the most popular character of the Pokemon anime out of an XY return episode. That is crazy. Second nitpick I have is that as great as Clement has been showcased, I really do believe that Bonnie hasn't left any kind of impression at all. Sure, you can say that the main reason for that is that she is the Max type of character and that she's also not really that popular in Japan, sadly, but from a pure potential point of view, she had the greatest out of all of the XY characters, and to do nothing with it, to not do any kind of follow-up, in my opinion, really is a letdown and a huge disappointment when it comes to Bonnie. So yeah, even though I loved Ash and Clement in this episode, and I also loved Jarakovic and Sirfetch'd, the lack of any kind of Serena reference and the non-relevancy of Bonnie were things that made this great episode miss an almost perfect score. But it's the highest 9 out of 10 I can give. Focus, and I will be blatantly honest, 10 out of 10. Ash and Clement, great friendship training is the title, and it perfectly describes the main focus, Ash and Clement's contribution to this week's problem. There's really nothing else to say in regards of that. Last but not least, animation. To me, the animation was a little bit of a letdown, because even though Meteor Assault looks great, besides that there wasn't anything else that stood out, mainly because the double battle between Ash and Clement was so short. I think they are saving up a lot of animation highlights for the Drasna match, but I will still give this an 8 out of 10 because of the inclusion of many XY anime music. So in the end, this episode scores a 9 out of 10, in my opinion possibly one of, if not the best Pokemon Journeys return episode of a companion till this day. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this review. What is your opinion? Tell me, and just like always, see you guys in the comments down below. Bye guys!